In the quiet suburb of Maplewood, December's arrival was marked by festive lights and wreaths adorning every door. The Thompson family, Mark, his wife Sarah, and their teenage daughter Emily, embraced the holiday spirit, their home glowing warmly against the crisp winter nights. One evening, as Mark took out the trash, he noticed a faint hum overhead. Looking up, he saw a small drone hovering above their house, its red light blinking rhythmically. "Hey, Sarah, come look at this," he called. Sarah joined him, squinting at the drone. "Probably one of those kids with a new toy. It'll get bored and move on." But the drone didn't move on. Night after night, it returned, joined by others, each stationing itself above a different house on the block. The neighbors exchanged uneasy glances, but dismissed the drones as harmless pranks. Then, on December 10th, Mrs. Jenkins from across the street vanished. Her car remained in the driveway, her purse on the kitchen counter, but she was nowhere to be found. The neighborhood buzzed with concern, but no one connected her disappearance to the drones. The following morning, a package lay on the Thompsons' doorstep. Inside was a USB drive labeled "Watch Yourself." Curious, Mark plugged it into his computer. A video file opened, displaying grainy footage of their living room at night. The camera panned to Emily's bedroom, showing her asleep, unaware of the silent observer. "This is sick," Sarah whispered, her face pale. Mark's jaw tightened. "We're calling the police." The authorities took their statement, but offered little comfort. "Could be a prank," the officer suggested. "We'll look into it." But as days passed, more neighbors disappeared. Mr. Lee, the Millers, young Tommy from down the block. Each time, a USB drive appeared, containing footage of the missing person sleeping, filmed from an unseen vantage point. Fear gripped Maplewood. Residents locked their doors, drew their curtains, and peered nervously at the skies. The drones continued their nightly vigils, their red lights blinking like malevolent stars. On December 20th, Emily shook her parents awake, her voice trembling. "There's someone outside my window." Mark grabbed a baseball bat and rushed to her room. He threw open the curtains, but saw only the drone, hovering closer than ever, its lens trained on him. "Leave us alone!" he shouted, swinging the bat. The drone darted back, evading his strike, then resumed its position, unblinking and unyielding. The next morning, a new USB drive awaited them. This time, the footage showed not only their home, but also a map, with each house marked by a red dot. Their house was circled, a timer counting down from 5 days. "What happens in 5 days?" Sarah asked, her voice breaking. Mark's face was grim. "Christmas Eve." Determined to protect his family, Mark spent hours researching drone technology and surveillance equipment. He discovered that the drones operated on a closed network, controlled remotely from a central hub. If he could locate the source, he might disable them. With Emily's tech-savvy assistance, they traced the drone's signals to an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. On December 23rd, under the cover of darkness, Mark and Sarah drove to the location, leaving Emily with a trusted friend. The warehouse loomed ominously, its windows shattered, the air thick with decay. Inside, they found rows of monitors displaying live feeds from every home in Maplewood. At the center stood a figure, cloaked in shadows, manipulating the controls. "Who are you?" Mark demanded, stepping forward. The figure turned, revealing a gaunt face with hollow eyes. "I'm the Watcher," he said, his voice a raspy whisper. "I've been observing, collecting, ensuring compliance." Compliance with what? Sarah asked, her voice shaking. With the plan, the watcher replied. On Christmas Eve, those marked with the red light will be taken to a better place, free from the corruption of this world. You're insane, Mark spat. We're stopping this now. He lunged at the watcher, but the man was swift, pressing a button that sent a shockwave through the room. Mark and Sarah collapsed, darkness overtaking them. They awoke in their home, disoriented, the memory of the warehouse fading like a bad dream. The drones were gone, the sky clear. Relief washed over them, but it was short-lived. That night, a knock echoed through the house. Mark opened the door to find a package, a small box wrapped in crimson paper. Inside was a note. You cannot escape the Watcher. Merry Christmas. Panic set in. They packed hastily, planning to flee town. But as they stepped outside, a red light illuminated their home, bathing it in an eerie glow. The same light shone from every house on the block. It's too late, Sarah whispered, tears streaming down her face. And as the darkness fades, remember, the real chills linger long after the story's end. Until next time, brave souls.